This video is for using the rules. We're going to do question number 1 and number 2. The first thing we're going to do on number 1 is we are going to find our zeros. So when you find your zeros, we are going to take the opposite of what we see with the x values. And we're going to put a 0 there because there's no k value. And then we're going to go plot them. Okay. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to these values and we're going to find the middle to find the axis of symmetry. And you can take the distance of 6 divided by 2, get 3, and then count in 3 for each one. As you just saw, I do a dot system. Not that I can't do the other ones, I just like to count basic numbers. And so my AOS, axis of symmetry, is at x equals 5. I'm going to come over here and label this as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my vertex. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I know my vertex is equidistant on both sides from these points. So I'm going to write left and right. 3. Okay. And then if I square 3, I know that's 9. However, since I have an a value, I'm going to take that a value times my up value. Can't really tell that's a 3. And what happens is I get up becomes down because it's negative, and it becomes 3. So from my vertex, these points traveled left or right 3, down 3 from my vertex. So to find my vertex, whoops, I don't know why I'm in. Let me rewrite this out. So that means I went down 3. So zeros, I went down 3 to my zeros. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to go up 3 to vertex. And I just do that from here because then I just look at it and be like, oh, how do I go backwards? So on the axis of symmetry, I just count backwards 3, plot it, and put in my vertex. With that, I then just sketch out my parabola. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, somewhat better. That's fine. The other side should have been more like that too, but that's okay. Domain is all real numbers. Either way you want to write it down. And then range is f of x is something to 3, or y is something to 3, whichever one you want to use. And since 3 is the tallest or highest point, the max, I'm going to use that it is open to there. Excuse me. So that's all you need to do. Same process falls on these graphs over here for vertex form. So with vertex, I'm going to just write it down of -3, comma, 9, -9. And then my axis of symmetry is at x equals -3. So I'm going to come plot -3. Whoops. And then I'm going to graph my vertex at -9. Put a V there. And what I'm going to do again is I'm going to just look to see how far I traveled. So to get to my y-intercept, I'm at -3. So by rules, to find my y-intercept, I went left or right 3 because I need to also get the movement of my mirrored point. And I'm going to go up, square that number of 3, which is 9, and then I'm going to see my a value is a 2, so I'm going to take that times 2. So really, I'm going to end up going up 18. Now, since I'm not working backwards, I'm just going to go onto the y-axis here, and I'm going to count up 18 spots. So when I count up 18 spots, this is 8, and then that's 10. So I'm just going to go take my y-intercept and plot this right here. Call it my y-intercept since I already wrote it down. And my y-intercept is at 0, 10. And when I mirror it, this point over here is -6, 10. Plot my points. That is a really bad graph. And then domain is all real numbers. And range is y is greater than -9, because I am open up to the top. And if you want to use f of x, you may. These are cool either way. It's up to you. All right, there you go. With the rest of the problems, you do have an inequality. Make sure that you put this as a dashed line, and then you still shade the same way, but you graph it. And then on the back side, you do have 3 absolute value problems. Those 3 absolute value problems would be your practice test. And then you got some other problems to work on. So ask Miss Lovestuff for help if you need it.